Hey guys. That was so dorky. I'm super tired and I feel like you can see the bags under my eyes right now because I've spent like the entire day cleaning and I had a mommy-daughter day with my daughter afterward. What? No, that's just for mommy's teeth. You can't use that for your teeth, baby. You don't need that. You need to get in bed or you're losing TV.
Is it for our teeth?
Get in bed or you...
For our teeth?
It's only for mommy's teeth. It was made special for my teeth.
What is it?
It straightens my teeth. Can you please go get in bed?
Can you tuck my teeth?
It's the last time I'm tucking you in. Are you gonna get out of bed again? Probably. My kids have just like, they've been on spring break and a lot's been going on in my personal life and I'm just like exhausted, y'all. We sold our house. We have 90 days to find a new one. Well, now it's like, that's like closer to 60. And we're not really having much luck in finding one that we like. The whole thing is we need more space. Like we live in a 1-bathroom right now and like we have 2 kids. There's me and my husband. Like that's not cutting it, right? And then I've had a family member in the hospital this week and this entire week, and it's the same week my kids are on spring break and it's pretty serious, so it's just been like pretty stressful. I've thought about coming and making this video for a very long time, actually for about the past year, to be honest with you guys, and I'm a little disappointed in myself that I didn't do it and I kept falling for like, I don't know, I just kind of feel like an idiot, to be honest with you guys. And maybe just saying naive. Maybe naive is a better word. I want to speak out about this because I think that all the other girls out there need to know. And I know I'm going to be disappointing a lot of my friends. My husband just texted me to get my dog. So I'm going to go get my dog and then we'll come back. I recorded this video at my kids' bedtime thinking like after they were in bed that like it would be easier for me to record. And the joke is on me. Okay. So back to what I was saying. I know this is probably going to disappoint a lot of my friends that are in the sisterhood with me, because I don't think that everyone wants to see the reality of the situation, but I think we need to talk about the reality of the situation, and that is that the SI swim search has kind of become a scam. Like I really think it is a scam. I do. I think it's scammy. I don't think it started off that way, but I do think that's what it's become, and I'll explain. But I do want to kind of use this video to announce that I am no longer part of the Sports Illustrated swim search. I will never take part in it again. I do not want to be a part of that community anymore. And I'm going to explain all my reasons, and I hope that people just take the time to listen. And I hope other women and girls take the time to listen to this before they decide to join it. And this is why. So I have been part of the swim search, I want to say since like 2019 I've done it, and there's been like 5 since then that you could like submit for, and they weren't like really yearly, but they were like there was like different contests you could be submitted for and stuff, which is like walk in swim week and of course like be in the magazine, but there's always like one winner. Swim search has let me down in a ton of ways, and the number one way is that the lack of inclusion in the winners. Sports Illustrated's swim search or swimsuit has really been like, oh, we're all about body inclusivity. We're all about, just being inclusive and stuff. And I think in some ways they are, but in some ways it kind of comes off like they're just doing it because it's the trend and that's what people were liking. They do a lot of things that don't match up with that. And that's like every single winner since 2017 has been a skinny model, like a straight skinny model, like I'm gonna show you guys. But like flat stomachs, skinny, like your typical model. And those girls are beautiful, and I'm not trying to say that they're not or anything like that, but I'm saying that if you're going to preach inclusion, some of the swim search winners should at least be inclusive of other body sizes. I have not seen that at all. And maybe after this video, they'll do it this year. We'll see. Last year, they had Kim Kardashian on the cover. And I love the Kardashians. I have watched them forever. But it was right around the whole Met Gala thing. And Kim's comments about her weight loss and her body. And then Khloe's comments about her body and stuff. I mean, I just had to finally admit, be like, this is unhealthy. Like, I love these women and their personality, but I cannot idolize that part of their lives because it is not healthy. As someone who has recovered, honestly still struggles with the ED, because there are times where I'm like, oh, I should just not eat today, because that's what it's like when you have an ED. You think like, oh, I don't look good today, or like, you have body dysmorphia, and then we'll just be like, oh, I just like won't eat today. And it's pretty easy to not do that. And it's something I have to fight like every day. So when I hear celebrities like Kim Kardashian get on there and talk about how they barely ate for days to lose 16 days, they lost like 16 pounds in like a month or something crazy like that. Like, I don't even remember it, but I remember it's crazy. I think, oh, I could do that too. If she can do it, I can do it. I could just like starve myself too. And that really is my first thought. I'm like being completely genuine. And Sports Illustrated never came out and said anything against her saying that. She was still on the cover, and I just felt like the message wasn't matching up. The message they were sending with Kim wasn't matching up with what they've been like preaching for so many years, and trying to send all the girls in the swim search. So that was also really disappointing. The last 2 years, or maybe it's like, yeah, I guess it's like it's been a year and a half. The swim search has been conducted on the new app that they have. Now, before this, I think the swim search was amazing. It was on Instagram, and we built like this really great community of girls. We all interacted. It was like free to be in the swim search and all of that, if you entered online. And then if you wanted to go in person, like, you did have to pay for that out of your pocket to like go to the modeling casting. But that's like all model castings. When it was on Instagram, it was like the most amazing community of women. And we all built each other up, and it was just really genuine at its core. And then they came up with the app, and I just thought, okay, like, this is great. It's going to be amazing. Like, all of us in the sisterhood can be on like this social media app together, except for then they're like, oh, it's $50 for a year. Oh, and you can't submit for the swim search anymore unless you're on this app. And it kind of reminds me of, I don't know if you guys remember this. I don't know if this is even still around, but like when I was in middle and high school, Barbizon or Barbizan or something like that, I think it's Barbizon, did their model search, and then like it was really scammy and shady. And you would go and they'd be like, well, if you would be a great model, but you need to take this class, and you need to do this training, you need to do this. And like no one ever really saw any jobs from that, but they were like making so much money off people that they were like going to be models because they were doing these classes, and they were just kind of saying like everyone has a chance, but like everyone didn't really have a chance to model. They were just like getting the classes and stuff, and it was just really shady and scammy, and they were making a ton of money. And that's kind of how I feel Sports Illustrated swimsuit is with this whole swim search app. It's like super scammy now. I don't think you should have to pay to be in a Sports Illustrated swim search. Like, I don't think that's right. I understand that like print is dying. Like, I get that. And sales have probably been lower. I don't know, maybe they've been better. I really don't know. I should have looked into that. Overall, with like news, and things like that. Like magazines, newspapers, any kind of print media is really not doing as well. So I understand that they want to make their money in some way, but I don't think it should be off these women that are like literally giving their hopes and dreams to this company and having to pay to be a part of it. Because then now they're doing these like events too. Ever since they did the app, they started doing these events. And at first the meetups used to be free, and you could just go, like, you had to pay your way and stuff like that. But now you have to pay for a ticket to get to the meetups, like the one we did last time. And they said, oh, when you join this app, we're going to provide so much for you guys. And really all it's done is like do another Instagram where I'm talking to the girls on another app, but they really haven't provided that much. and you still had to pay for a ticket to like go to the thing in Miami and or Fort Lauderdale that we went to last year. And then all the girls felt like this pressure to stay at the hotel that the event was at. And so it was like that was their partner. It was just like really, really like scammy and just businessy. Like, it's not how the swim search used to be. We did get to interact with like the models, and I did get to talk to MJ. And I do think that a lot of them have amazing hearts. And like, I didn't really like get bad vibes from anyone that I spoke to, like any of the models or MJ. I think they were all so nice. And I think MJ was very genuine. But I just still think that the app and the tickets and stuff like that is a way to take advantage of all these women who really, really, really want this dream that could change their life, of course, you know? And it just didn't used to be like that. And I think the biggest issue I have is the way that they treat us all, especially because we're paying to use the app. But even before that, like when it was all on Instagram, they'd be like, oh, we're going to do a live tonight. And they would never do it. They're alive for all the swim search girls. And so we would sit there and waiting in our computers, waiting to tune in to this Instagram live so that maybe we could get called or maybe we could ask questions and show our personalities to these people in the swim search. And it would never happen. And I understand things change, but there was never an apology, never a rescheduling usually. It was just like, no. I always thought that was really messed up. But now in the app, this past search, they said all of your submissions are due by November. So I was submitted by November, and so were a bunch of other girls. We don't hear anything. We don't hear anything. And then they say, oh, guess what? We decided to expand it till January 1st. And we're like, okay, well, why did we all work so hard to get it in by November, right? Oh, then a bunch of other people joined the app and submitted, and so they made a lot more money. And they said, okay, by like February, I want to say, by the end of January, we'll have selected our winners, and by the beginning of February, everyone will know, and stuff like that. Silence, 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 silence. No one heard anything. We didn't get messages. We didn't get an update. There was no apology for not letting us know, and we didn't hear anything until March. And all of us were kind of going crazy, especially a lot of the girls. I had to honestly just stop checking the app. I was like, whatever, like I'm just done with this. But I know a lot of the girls were going crazy because they messaged me on Instagram and they said, hey, just wondering how you feel about all this. And I said, honestly, I just have disconnected from it. But I know they were like, I just feel like I'm going crazy and everyone's pretty upset. And it's like, rightfully so. Like, their dreams are riding on this, and this corporation gave them their word. They're paying to use the app, and then they're not keeping that word, and they never, ever apologized. They just know that these girls are paying and using this app and writing on their every post and their every word, like having their dreams cling on to it so they can just take advantage of them. And it's so messed up. And they said by March 17th, all the people will know. And I thought about it and I was like, do I speak out about this before? And I really should have. I really should have. And there's really no excuse because I just was like, well, but what if I get an interview? And then I was like, well, I promised myself if I got the interview, I would say all of this to their face and tell them that I think they needed to work on it. Because no matter what, I'm a person who stands up for what they believe in. And I'm a person who has to stand up when I say or see something wrong. I have to say something. When people don't stand up and say something, that's when people keep getting taken advantage of and hurt. I didn't get the interview. Like, of course, like I've done this for 6 years. They haven't even like acknowledged me. Like, and yes, like I'm gonna be full on that, like I am, that sucks, okay? But this is not coming from like a bitterness out of not being chosen. It's from seeing my friends get their hearts broken year after year and being treated this way, seeing them treated that way and being treated that way myself, because I know that I deserve more, and I don't deserve someone to tell me that they're going to do something, them not do it, and then not apologize. I won't accept that from anybody in my life. I don't care if you're Sports Illustrated swimsuit or my boyfriend. Not accepting it. And I don't think anyone else should. And I don't think that everyone actually has a fair chance in this swim search at all. I think the winners are always your typical model, typical skinny girl. They sprinkle in a few curvy girls in the magazine just to like say, oh, we're inclusive. But I don't think it is super genuine. And I have spoken to some girls from swim search this past, and this isn't really like my place to speak on, but they have had very, very negative experiences after winning, being taken advantage of. And I wasn't really sure how to feel about all of that before, because it was kind of like a he said, she said kind of thing. But then I keep seeing their actions and I'm like, yeah, I totally believe this, because they're not treating all of us super well. I'm just saying, I'm speaking out about this publicly because I think someone needs to do it. And I think other girls and women that want to do this search need to be warned, especially now that it's costing money. And I think that we just also need to be real. You know, I think that they're like, oh, well, you might not be what we're looking for this year, but maybe next year. But like, I think there are people that they like, the modeling world in general, like I've done castings for TV and modeling and things like that, and I know how it goes. And they usually are just like, oh, you're not right for us, you're not a right fit, even modeling agencies, period. And I think that sometimes that would be better from Sports Illustrated, instead of these people trying and trying, because I have seen some of these women try for years. They have dedicated the past 7 or 8 years of their life to this and haven't gotten anywhere, and feel that they need to change and they need to do this on social media and they need to change their body or change their look or change how they show up or pay to fly and go to events so that maybe they can meet them and maybe they'll see them in person. And honestly, I don't think that some of them are ever going to make it, because that's not Sports Illustrated what they want. And maybe they should just be like honest about that, especially since these girls are like relying so heavily on it and pouring so much into it. And like, yes, I believe in going after your dreams, okay? I believe in going after them with everything you want. But I also know that I only want to work with people who align with my morals and my beliefs and treat me well. And I don't think Sports Illustrated is doing that doesn't align with my beliefs right now or my morals. And I don't think they're treating me or the other thousands of girls on the app well, or in the swim search. I think they kind of are like, oh, they'll be there no matter what because their dreams rely on this and we can do whatever. And that's not cool and that's not okay. So I had to just kind of get on here and talk about it, because any of you guys have followed me on Instagram for the past, I don't know, like 6-7 years, you know that I've been a part of this swim search every year and kind of hoped for it. And like, yeah, it sucks they didn't pick me, like, don't get me wrong, okay? Like, I would still like love to say, oh, I was a Sports Illustrated model. But if they approached me now, I know, like, in my heart I would have to say no, because it just doesn't align. Like, I just don't feel good about it. I don't feel good about the company. I don't like how they're treating everyone else. I don't like seeing so many girls like heartbroken and confused and wondering, and the lack of communication. It's just so bad. So I'm not doing the Sports Illustrated swim search anymore, and I hope everyone can understand and know that, like, I don't really want I don't have any ill intent toward anybody, okay? I don't wish badly upon anyone. But I do think that Sports Illustrated swimsuit needs to recognize the way that they've been treating the girls and recognize the lack of diversity in the winners of the swim search. And I do think they need to make some changes. And I don't think using a paid app is the way to go for this kind of thing. It just comes off really scammy. All right, guys. Peace and love. Hope you guys can understand where I'm coming from on this, and I'll talk to you guys later.